blush. Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. That was super sweet of you. For today's look, I wanted to give you something very fairy-like, very ethereal. You may or may not have noticed that I have quite a bit of blush on, and I love it. I love to look like I just went diving through a beat truck. You guys get that? You understand the beats stain? So that was a really applicable analogy I just did. So I am just living for all the blush I have on right now, and it's very fitting because today's video is gonna be about blush. We love blush. Blush. I love blush. If you're not new to my channel, you probably know that. It's like my favorite step of my makeup routine. It is the category of my makeup collection that I have the most products in. It is the category I have the greatest difficulty decluttering just because I feel I see so much value in every type of blush. So I hope that you like blush too. I hope that's why you clicked on this video. So that is great. But before we get into the video, we need to talk about my spooky decoration of the day. If you're new to my channel, that's something that I've been doing for every video in October. I have a ton of Halloween decorations, and I love Halloween decorations, and I like to chat about them with you. So today we're going to be talking about my good pal Jack here. He is a jack-o'-lantern. He used to plug into the wall. The light bulb went out after like his 26 years of existence. This jack-o'-lantern is literally as old as I am. Here is some proof of me as like a literal baby in my childhood home, and you can see Jack is in the background. So he and I have literally grew up together. I am emotional about it, but that's not what this video is about. No, you did not click on this video to hear about the origin story of my electronic pumpkin here, or maybe you did, in which case that's wildly specific, but I'm glad you made it here. No, you clicked on this video because you, like me, have an interest in my favorite blushes and hearing all about why I love these blushes so much and why I think that you should love them too. So if that sounds like a topic that is interesting to you, then I encourage you to please subscribe and keep on watching. It's coming at you right now. Oh my goodness, I'm so overwhelmed and I don't know where to start because I love them all so much. So just know that this is in no particular order. I could not rank my blushes if you held me by gunpoint. I hope I'm never in a situation where I have to rank my blushes being held by gunpoint. So these are no particular order, but I think we should start with the blush I'm wearing today. And that is the Rare Beauty Soft Pinch Liquid Blush. I think that's what they're called. And this is in the shade Lucky. So for Rare Beauty, she has two finishes. There's the radiant finish and the matte finish. This is one of the radiant finishes, and I really like this blush. This blush was a learning curve for me. It definitely took some getting used to. This blush was actually featured in a video I did a week or so ago about products I have a love-hate relationship with, and that is because this blush is beautiful, but it is incredibly pigmented. So you only need to use like the teeniest dot in the world, and I would not recommend going right in on your cheeks with this. It takes out a pretty good amount of product on this applicator too, so it's kind of hard to only take a little bit, but you probably only need like that. See, that's probably even too much. But I found that the way I like to apply this blush is by taking the little dot like this, and then I take my Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter for Hollywood Superstar Youth Glow, and I add a little dot of that. But if you don't have this, I just take any liquid highlight, or even if you don't want to take a liquid highlight, you could take a little drop of moisturizer. That works well too. I've done it both ways, and then I like to mix them together to just sheer out the blush a little bit, because I'm not necessarily a sheer blush type of gal, you know. Clearly I like a heavy blush moment, but it definitely makes it easier to work with, because when you go in right with just the soft pinch blush on its own, it leaves a lot of pigmentation right where you put it, and it's not impossible to blend out, but it's not as user-friendly when you do it that way. So I like to mix it together like this. Oh, should I put on more? No, probably not, but I'm gonna do it anyways because it's my channel and I can do whatever I want. But it's such a pretty blush. I love this color. I don't have anything else like this. The finish is really nice. I mean, I mix it with a liquid highlight and I still don't feel like it's too shimmery. I mean, they call it a radiant finish, but I really just think that means there's not as much of a dry down as the matte finish. Because here, I'll try to do a swatch for you of just that blush, and I don't know if you can tell, but there's no shimmer or glitter or anything in it. I think a radiant finish was a really accurate way to describe this. I don't think it's super dewy or balmy by any means, but this color is really what draws me back to it all the time. I think it's so pretty. It's such just a nice cool tone pink. I'm a real big fan of this Rare Beauty blush, and I definitely recommend checking it out because these are $20, but you get a good amount of product in here, and like I said, you don't have to use barely anything. You use the teeniest, tiniest little dot, and it's gonna take you a long way. So I definitely think this was worth the price to me, and I definitely want to pick up more colors. So yeah, this is a blush that I am a big fan of. Clearly, it's in my favorites. Of course I'm a big fan of it. Okay, now that we talked about a more high-end-ish blush, let's move on over to the drugstore. I want to talk to you about the CoverGirl True Blend blush, specifically in the shade Molten Rose. Now this blush has a little sentimental value to me because it's the first blush that I ever purchased for myself, and this must have been back in 2017, which don't tell me if that means it's expired, because I'm not getting rid of it because I love it very much and I think it's fine. It smells fine, it doesn't make me break out, so it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. But I bought this because I wanted to try blush. I hadn't really worn blush before. I was just starting to get into makeup into 2017, so of course I started in the eye category, and then I moved on to highlight and lipstick, and then I finally took the dive into blush, and I feel like this was such a good one for me to start with because it's super user friendly to work with. The packaging is broken, it's cheap little packaging, whatever, it wasn't very expensive, but it has a baked formula. You can see there's kind of like a marbled finish on it. I like to swirl my brush around the whole thing. I feel like everybody does that. I feel like nobody would try to just get that color, you know? But the combination of these two colors is really beautiful. It's kind of on the more cool tone side, which is interesting because this color on the outside looks pretty peachy, but when you mix them together, I mean, it definitely gives kind of a mauve-y business. I don't know how well this is reading on camera, but I will insert a photo of me wearing it. I actually wore it for my Bratz makeup look I did the other day, and it was just the perfect tone for that look. Oh my gosh, I put it on like the outer portion of my cheeks because I was trying to copy the doll, and I felt like it tied the whole look together, and I felt like it looked really good in that blush placement too. But this color is just so good. I definitely want to try more of their True Blend blushes. I mean, I've had this for 3 years and I've never bought another color, which is kind of ridiculous. I don't even know what their other colors are, but this formula is really beautiful. It never looks dry on my skin at all, which if you know me at all, if you're not new to my channel, you know I have very dry skin, so I don't always gravitate towards powder products, but this one I have no problems with at all. I think it's really flattering, even on my dry skin. It has like a hint of sheen to it, but it doesn't show up shiny on your skin. Like, it's not nearly as shiny as Milani Luminoso. I mean, Milani Luminoso is beautiful too, and we'll get to her real soon, but this one has less of a sheen than that, but definitely is not a matte blush. Like, there's definitely some dimension to it. There's definitely life in your cheeks when you're wearing this blush, and I just think it's so pretty. It's drugstore, it's affordable, it's absolutely beautiful, and I just think it's a great formula and a great blush. So I definitely recommend checking out the CoverGirl True Blend blushes. Speaking of Milani Luminoso, you knew I wasn't gonna have a blush video and not talk about Milani Luminoso, the cult favorite of many. Milani Luminoso, one of the blessed blushes of all time. Yes, I know I said blessed blushes. I'm not doing it over or keeping it in the video. I just ranted and raved about this for what feels like forever a couple weeks ago when I did a video talking about what I would buy at the drugstore if I only had $20 to spend. This was one of the products in that video, and I truly do think it is a must-have for any blush lover, because this is another one like the CoverGirl True Blend blush that, despite having some sheen to it, doesn't draw any attention to texture on my cheeks at all, doesn't make your cheeks look like shiny, it just makes you look glowy, like a glow from within. And this one is more luminous than the CoverGirl one for sure. Like, do not get it twisted. This one is definitely more luminous. I mean, it's luminoso, it's in the name, of course it's luminous, but this one really just looks like a glow from within. And usually when I wear this one, I won't wear a highlight too, because this acts as both, but I also wouldn't call it a blush lighter, because blush lighters are their whole separate category, and I think blush lighters are like really closer to the highlightery side, whereas this, like, I wouldn't call a highlighter, but it is a glowy blush. Am I explaining this well? Probably not, but I feel like Luminoso is just something you have to see for yourself to believe. I will insert a photo of me wearing it here. I have so many photos, who knows which one it'll be, but I hope you like this photo. Follow me on Instagram while you're at it, at GlamGONYC. I post looks every day there, and you'll get to see all of my blushes in action. I wish I could wear every single one of my blushes every single day, and often often. I do try. I do like to wear more than one blush at a time, but Milani Luminoso is just such a staple for me. I actually just ordered another blush in this formula today. I ordered their shade Coralina, which is more of a coral shade. I'm so excited to have it just because I love this formula so much. I don't know what else to say about her. She's beautiful. She wins every category for me. I mean, she's just fabulous. And like I mentioned before, I tend to stay away from powder products on my face because of my dry skin, but this is a powder product that I can apply over and over again and layer it up, and it still doesn't make my skin look dry. So I love that about her. This is one of my favorite blushes of all time. Okay, so this next product is a little bit weird, and that is because it's not a blush, or at least it's not called a blush. It's called a lipstick because it is a lipstick, but I wear it as blush so much more often than I wear it as a lipstick. It's the Fenty Beauty Mademoiselle lipstick in the shade Saucy. Oh my goodness, this is the most beautiful orange blush, and I know I could just buy an orange blush, but when I first got this, I was like, ooh, it could be cute to create like a little monochromatic look. Let me try throwing some on my cheeks. And I put it on and I was like, oh my gosh, I was born to wear orange blush. Like, it just looked so good. Swatch it on my hand here for you. It's really super vibrant. It's their Mademoiselle lipstick, but it's not super matte. Like, don't be afraid to put it on your cheeks if you have dry skin, because it's not drying at all. Once you put it on your cheeks, it shears out super easily. That's why I think it makes such a good blush. I'm such a huge advocate for using lipstick as blush anyways. I think you should think of your products as cream products versus powder products rather than having to stick to being one thing, you know? Just because it's called a lipstick doesn't mean you can't put it on your cheeks. It's a cream product. You put cream blush on your cheeks and you don't think twice about it. So why think twice about putting a cream lipstick on your cheeks? I just think it looks so pretty. I'll insert a photo of me wearing it here, my little monochromatic look. Oh, I just think it looked really glowy on my cheeks, and that probably had to do with my skin prep too. I usually moisturize before I put on my foundation and everything, and I usually wear a pretty dewy foundation, so I think that definitely helped with the dewiness of it. But I just think this color looks so pretty sheared out. It's such a pretty orange blush, and this is actually on sale on Sephora's website right now. All of the Fenty Mademoiselle lipsticks are on sale on Sephora's website right now for $12.50, which I think is a really good price point for these, and I like it on my lips too. It's good lipstick formula too, but I just kind of wear it on my cheeks more often than I do on my lips. But yeah, this is one of my favorite blushes, even though it's a lipstick. All right, and lastly, I have to talk to you about my Honest Beauty blushes. Man, oh man, these opened so many doors for me. These, I think, were the first cream blushes I ever tried, if I'm not mistaken, and they were such a good formula to start with. So they come in these little compacts, which is my only gripe, because I do kind of wish they came in more of a stick formula just so I could get less cat hairs in them, because I tend to get cat hairs in anything that comes in a little compact like this, but I'm not too mad about it. This formula is so beautiful. Unlike the Rare Beauty blush, this one is the perfect consistency from the get-go. This is the consistency that I wish the Rare Beauty blush came in, because it's just so easy to work with. It's impossible to overdo. I mean, you can put it on and feel like, whoa, that's a lot. But what I love about it is this product, the more you blend it in, the more you can pick up with your fingers, and you can truly make it as sheer as you want it. Just keep patting, and more product will lift up, and you can basically take all of it off if you want to. You can blend it out to be super sheer. This product is like the best friend product to every other face product. I don't know what it is about this formula, but even if I've already powdered my face, or even if I'm wearing a powder bronzer and I have other powders on my face, this still applies beautifully over them. I have no idea what sort of sorcery Jessica Alba created in this formula, but she did it. She did something with this, because it just applies beautifully over everything. Super user friendly. This shade right here is called Coral Peach. Beautiful coral blush. Oh my gosh, I love coral blushes. This introduced me to loving coral blushes. And like I said before, I just ordered a coral blush from Milani, but this was my OG coral blush. I love her so much. I actually just ordered another blush from Honest Beauty recently. I have to be careful with this one because it's not glued down to the compact. That's not their fault. That was shipping's fault. It's all good. I don't have any beef. But this shade, Plum Berry, this shade is so beautiful. When I looked at it online, I was like, that could be a little too deep for my skin tone. I don't know if I should get this or not. I mean, you look at it on my finger and you're like, really? I don't know if that's gonna look good on your face. But trust me, this color is so beautiful. Once you sheer it out, it's like the perfect fall shade. I mean, it looks like a lot when it goes on, but like with the other one, the more you just pat it with your finger, the more it melts into the skin and it shears out into this beautiful berry shade. It's so, so pretty. I'll show you some pictures of me wearing it here. I like it because there's hints of purple in it. I'm not great at describing these sort of blushes because this is my first sort of blush in this tone, but I think it looks so, so pretty. This is like a staple for fall, for sure. This has been my go-to blush when I've been wearing more like deeper vampy lips lately. I think it pairs so nicely with my NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Devil's Food Cake. They're like basically the same tone. I actually like to put this on my lips and then go over it with this NYX Butter Gloss. I think they look really good together. The Honest Beauty cream blushes look really pretty on the lips too. These are definitely a lip and cheek product for sure. They look so good on both. I am such a huge fan of them and I think you should check them out. Oh, and every blush I mentioned today is going to be listed in the description box. So if you want to check them out, definitely check out my description box. All right, and with that, we have come to the end of the video. I am really risking it all today by being covered in all of these blushes. I'm wearing a white shirt. Wow, I really need to be extra careful. I had so much fun talking about my favorite blushes with you today. Please let me know what your favorite blushes are. Am I missing out? I have FOMO for the blushes that I have not tried yet. So I need you to tell me what your favorite blushes are so I can go check them out. If they are affordable, that is preferable, but if you do have a bougie blush that you think is absolutely worth it, then let me know down below. I want to try all of the blushes all of the time. I thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. I post new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. They are always really cute and sweet and fun and fresh. I have a ton more videos planned for October that are more on the Halloween side. I have some more Halloween looks I want to share with you. I have a few Halloween videos already, so be sure to check out my channel. I have something wild, like I think I have 160 videos on my channel now, so if you had a good time watching this video, good news is I got plenty more for you to watch, so definitely go check those out. So I thank you again for watching this video. Definitely check out my description box for everything on my face today, as well as a ton of Black Lives Matter resources, including petitions to sign, places to donate, and ways to help protesters. I'm also going to single out a link to register to vote. Please click that link to check to make sure you are registered to vote and to find out about the voting restrictions and regulations in your state. So I thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!